Hello, my name is Jordan Call, and this is my case study on Truman Elementary School for AEP 858. So Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. What do I know? So this is what do I know about the demographics of the school. Truman Elementary houses pre-K through 8th grade. It's in a suburban community. There are 4 K through 8 elementary schools, 2 K through 4 schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. Truman Elementary is the largest elementary school in the district, and it has 700 students. 15% of these students qualify for free and reduced lunch. 5% of these students speak a primary language other than English, which is typically Spanish. The principal has been at Truman Elementary for 2 years. He's not from the building, but has come from within the district. What do I know about their achievement? They have low reading achievement on assessments. Truman Elementary students perform worse on reading standardized tests than in math. Students lose ground as a cohort moving through the school and also from grade to grade. Parents are commenting negatively about reading instruction and performance, as evident at the PTO meeting. And then the PTO requests the principal to address reading concerns based on assessment data results. There is a possible grant available to address the reading issues in the building. The reading supervisor visited the school to reflect on observations of reading instruction in the classroom. So what do I know about the current classroom reading instruction? Right now, 1 hour a day is spent for language arts, usually in the morning time. Reading is often broken up, so it's not a consecutive 60 minutes. It's interrupted by things like specials, recess, and just different breaks. Reading instruction is almost always whole group, and that's what was seen across the building. There's very individualized or small group and skill development. Once again, it's mostly all whole group taking place. Lesson differentiation was not observed. Skill development occurs only within basal instruction, and reading strategies are not being taught, especially to readers who are struggling, which is a major concern that needs to be addressed. So what do I need to know? I need to know, how do the reading scores from Truman Elementary compare to the other elementary schools in the district? Is this something that has been seen across the district, these issues, or is this something specific just to this elementary school? How long has the school been using their current reading curriculum? Have teachers had professional development opportunities for effective reading instruction? Do they have the tools necessary to use in their classroom? Are there any other reading assessments given to students throughout the year? If so, what does that data show? Is it similar to what we're seeing on the assessment data results, or do those data results not match up? Do teachers have access to reading assessment data? Are they able to see it on their own? If so, how is it used to guide their instruction? Do teachers have para support in the classroom? This is huge, especially with larger class sizes, ELL students, SPED students. We need to be providing that support if we can, and if we need to be. How do teachers feel about the current reading instruction and the student performance? Has the reading supervisor been observing classrooms up until this point? How has this person been supporting teachers in the classroom? Since their title is reading supervisor, what have they been doing up until this point to support our teachers? How are teachers currently supporting their low readers? This is a huge concern because we need to make sure that they have an intervention in place to improve their reading. Problem identification. Students are not making adequate reading growth on assessments. Small group reading instruction is not occurring, which is a huge concern. We know that statistics show and research shows that whole group instruction is not nearly as effective as small group instruction is. So that's a huge problem, that's not happening. Not enough time is being spent on reading instruction, only 60 minutes. We need more than that. Reading instruction is almost solely whole group. Reading strategies are not being taught. How do students know what to do when they're struggling if they're not being taught the strategies needed to be successful? Reading assessment data is not being analyzed or used to guide instruction. We're simply just taking the test and not looking at it. Differentiated instruction is not taking place. Reading instruction is not based on effective research, and there's no tiered reading instruction taking place. All huge problems that need to be addressed. So my proposed plan of action with appropriate strategies in order to implement changes in the building would be to first conduct classroom walkthroughs for myself and observe current reading instruction. It's one thing to hear it from the reading supervisor, but I myself need to be out and visible in the school and see what's going on and see what I think needs to be done, and then have that time to meet with the reading supervisor and see what we both saw and kind of reflect on it. Send out reading instruction survey to teachers, parents, and students, and this is to gain perceptions data from all these important parts of the building. We want to know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, to help us make changes for the future. Analyze reading assessment data. We will need to sit down with grade levels, instructional coaches, reading supervisor, and any other key stakeholders to analyze the current reading assessment data to make plans for the future. This also allows us to identify the gaps that we need to be closing and how we can do that. And then we can also collaborate on utilizing the data to guide future instruction to make sure that we're addressing all the problems stated in the previous slide. I need to hold a staff meeting to discuss current reading assessment data, the reading supervisor observations, my walkthrough data, the concerns from PTO and the community, just so that teachers are aware of what's taking place, what's happening. We want to be visible with this whole process so students don't feel blindsided. We want to have an open conversation with teachers on their thoughts about reading instruction and student performance. Surely they have some important thoughts and points to discuss because they're the ones that are in there all day, every day teaching. Ask teachers what they need from me in order to be successful in improving reading instruction. In order for any of our plans here to be successful, teachers need to feel supported by me, and I need to know what I can do in order to help them succeed in the classroom. And then implement weekly PLC and then data meetings. In those meetings, we will discuss and analyze assessment data, and we will plan our future reading instruction based on these results. And these will happen weekly so that we can change these plans as often as we need to. Make an assessment calendar. This will allow myself and other people in the building to visually see what assessments in reading are being given throughout the year. We need to decide if more reading assessments are needed to help guide instruction or if what we have is enough. It also ensures that we have progress monitoring going on and that it's being done frequent to make sure all students are making gains. We need to form a reading committee. So the plan for this committee would be to be composed of at least one grade level representative, reading supervisor, instructional coaches, administrators, and we will be looking at the Common Core reading standards for each grade level and make sure that these standards are being taught and that common language is being used. So conflict and resolution, problem and solution. We need to have a common language being used in the building so that students hear that as they pass through the grade levels. And those are things that we need to talk about in this committee. We need to evaluate new possible reading curriculum that is standard aligned. And we need to propose a new reading block time of 90 minutes. We really need that full hour and a half to focus on our reading. Professional development. So some things that we need to have professional development would be, that we need to have it on is how to goal set with students. They need to have ownership of their learning. So one way to really involve them with that is goal setting with them so that they know where they're trying to go and what they're trying to reach. Effective reading instruction and what that looks like. Differentiated instruction and what that looks like and how to make it possible when you have a large class. Sometimes differentiated learning can be intimidating. And so we want to provide professional development on that. Analyzing and utilizing assessment data and progress monitoring. We also want to look at hiring a reading interventionist. First, I want to check with the reading supervisor to see if there's services she can provide for our building to help us with this. But also if funds allow, I would love to hire a reading interventionist to work daily with the lowest readers from each grade level while following a research-based reading intervention program to really get them up and where they need to be. We need to inform parents in the community. We need to stay transparent through this whole process, keep parents and community involved and informed about the steps being taken to improve reading instruction and assessment scores. We want parents to know that we are recognizing their concerns and we're trying to do something about it, and we definitely want to keep them informed. And then we are going to apply for the grant. So how does this promote the success of all students? The reading curriculum and assessments that are aligned with Common Core state standards. Frequent progress monitoring ensures that students are making adequate reading progress. Goal setting with the students gives them that sense of ownership and what makes them want to work for that goal. Differentiated differentiated reading instruction to make sure that each individualized student is getting what they need, small group reading instruction, reading intervention to be used with the low readers, possibly with a reading interventionist, professional development for teachers to improve their instruction in order to benefit all students in the classroom. We need to ensure that ELL students are being properly supported with their reading and that they're getting the minutes that they need. PLC meetings are centered around reading instruction and data to directly affect the students and how they're being taught, and frequent classroom walkthroughs to ensure that proper instruction is taking place. So it's one thing to do all this and implement it, but it's another to be visible in the classroom and make sure that it's actually taking place. So what was I thinking, feeling, and valuing through this case study? So I was thinking, why have I not done something about the reading assessment data until now? It should not have taken parents to reach out to me before I have done something. Also, why is the reading supervisor just now doing observation? Or is this something she's been doing all along and I just wasn't aware of it? And why wasn't I aware of it? How can I change reading instruction in the building to help students succeed? And how can I support my teachers? I was feeling that these concerns should have been addressed way before parents had time to voice their concerns. I should have been on the ball with it, and I should have already had plans in place. Student learning should be the priority, and things need to change so that students are making better progress in reading. Things that I was valuing the inputs from parents, teachers, students, and the community, and I was really valuing the open communication between myself and parents in the community. I felt visible and transparent, and I felt like we were all able to work together to better reading instruction and progress. And then the opportunity to apply for the grant. I'm glad that we have that opportunity to help with our school's reading. Identifying issues that are unresolved or open for further investigation. So does our school qualify for the grant? If we do not get the grant, how can we still make changes to our current reading curriculum and instruction? Will the changes that we implement affect reading assessment data for the better? Will teachers be open and dedicated to these changes? Do we have the funds to hire a reading interventionist? What will parents and the community think of our plan of action? Will the district's office support our plan? And then what can I do as the administrator to continually support teachers and ensure that these changes are happening in the classroom? These are all things that we need to make sure to check into as we go through this process. So how did I, as a building level administrator, act as an agent for continuous improvement by engaging families and the community in meaningful, reciprocal, and mutually beneficial ways? I met with the PTO to address reading performance concerns. I sent out surveys to students, parents, and teachers to get perceptions data on reading instruction and performance. I stayed transparent with changes being made in the school to improve reading instruction and performance. I immediately responded and devised a plan to address reading concerns. How did I, as the building level administrator, use the data presented to respond and communicate to the larger community concerns about the instructional program? I asked our reading supervisor to conduct classroom observations and report on findings. I shared these concerns with teachers. I sent out surveys to students, parents, and teachers to gain their input on reading instruction and performance. I implemented a new reading curriculum that is aligned with the standards. I am hiring a new reading interventionist if funds allow. And I stayed transparent throughout the whole process so that parents in the community were involved and aware of the changes taking place. How did I, as the building level administrator, use my knowledge of the policies, laws, and regulations that govern the school to influence and bring about positive change in teaching and learning that impacts all student groups? I first formed a data team to analyze and disaggregate data to discover gaps. I ensured that new reading curriculum and instruction was research and standards-based. I made sure ELL students were receiving the proper support needed, professional development provided for continuous improvement, implemented a curriculum map and assessment calendar, and used MTSS to differentiate instruction. How did I, as the building level administrator, establish an ongoing dialogue with decision makers outside the school concerning the efforts of teachers and students, and how these decision makers can effectively influence and improve instruction and student performance? I brought in the reading supervisor to observe classroom and report on findings. Decisions were made using key stakeholders, including parents, teachers, and the community, valued the input from parents and kept them informed about the changes happening in the building, and I applied for the grants. Here are my standards. Collaboratively develop implementation plans to achieve those goals, and then engage in an ongoing process to develop, implement, and communicate technology-infused strategic plans aligned with a shared vision. Thank you.